Police found the bloody scene where an Albuquerque man was shot to death. Then they found the body in a shallow grave a week later. The killer was supposed to be in prison for another 20 years, but News 13 has learned he could walk as early as tomorrow. Katie Kim is in the Newsplex.
Dick, the victim's family says they have received threats from someone close to the killer or from the killer himself that there would be more bodies in the ground, and they're not sticking around to find out if the threats are real.
It has been almost 7 years to the date.
It still seems like it was yesterday.
March 3rd, 2005, police discovered a bloody mess inside this North Valley apartment. An obvious crime scene, but no body. It wasn't until a week later that investigators found the bullet-riddled body of 35-year-old Carrie Haley, buried in a shallow grave on the West Mesa. Evaristo Ayala, who police say was on his way to Mexico, was arrested in Arizona and charged with Haley's murder.
I lived that over and over and over, what they said in court, what they did to him.
For Haley's mother, Robbie Lamb, the long drawn-out trial was too much to bear.
It was heart-wrenching.
But just 6 years later, she may have to relive the gruesome details. Ayala, who was sentenced to 26 years behind bars, has claimed it was self-defense. Witnesses say the two men had been arguing after a long night of partying. Ayala's attorneys tried to get his murder conviction overturned, claiming police didn't have a search warrant before raiding Ayala's blood-soaked apartment, so that evidence should be thrown out, along with the murder conviction. The Court of Appeals sided with the defense and last month sent the case back to district court.
When we have a situation in which a conviction is overturned, there are one of three avenues that our office can pursue, and that would be either dismissing the case altogether or taking the case to trial once more or a plea deal in the case.
It's a second chance for Ayala. Lamb says it could be a death sentence for others in her family.
Someone called a man and that he said there were going to be more bodies in the ground, and it's going to start from the oldest person in our family to the youngest, and I was going to be the last because they wanted me to suffer.
Lamb believes the threats are coming from someone close to Ayala.
It's terrifying. I'm leaving. I'm picking up roots and I'm leaving.
But before she does, Lamb says she wants to make sure her son's killer doesn't walk free.
That's a slap on the hand to someone who's taken someone's life.
Ayala will be in court tomorrow morning. The DA's office hasn't decided if it'll take the case to trial again. If they do, the judge could still decide to let Ayala walk or bond out. Dick, back to you.
All right, Katie, Ayala's younger brother Richard was there at the time of the murder and helped to get rid of the body. He was sentenced to 18 months in prison. In recent years, dozens of Albuquerque